Hey, everybody, welcome to Three Fat Truckers. We're your hosts. I'm Bill. Joining me, as always, are my two fantastic co hosts, Dave and Steve. How's it going, guys?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, I would like to welcome back our special guest, Mike Lehman. Lemon,
Layman.
Lehman, otherwise known as AKA Chunky Monkey. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome.
this
Welcome back
is
here, Michael.
episode 23, recorded on the 18th of December, 2022. Show notes will be linked in the description as per usual.
And
So,
for people that don't know what the hell show note means, that's the tech people want to read what we're talking about instead of actually seeing.
yeah, for those of you that don't speak English, that don't understand simple instructions, that was sick most days in kindergarten, just give Steve a call or Dave, whoever, one of the fat guys up there. All right. Well, what do you want to talk about, guys? I got
Well,
nothing.
first we're going to talk about is remind everybody what's coming up. What are we doing April 1st?
Oh, it seems like
Oh
we got something
yes,
planned for the end of
April 1st, we'll be
there is
driving
something.
the truck show.
April 1st, it'll be our last day at the truck show.
yeah.
So,
March 30th.
S-
Now,
Already marked on my calendar.
all right.
oh, well,
The, the number one thing you have to remember about April 1st, or not April, it's the 30th, isn't it? Thursday. One thing I did not find out that everybody was asking me, be this crowd here, how much. I did not get an answer on that. I tried finding out how much it is. So if anybody wants to stop what it costs to get in, but I will find out and we'll let everybody else know. The key thing to remember about the MAC show is Mid America Truck Show is booth 60057. That's the one you at. When you get your little map when you walk in the door, it kind of, if you want to see where we're at, you can hunt us down. But that's what you got to remember,
which
6057.
are we in? West Wing?
Yes, we are in the West Wing. So,
ooh, like the president. Uh, yeah, we're gonna be in a corner booth. That's about all I know because I've never been to this thing. So I'm,
well,
Nobody puts
it's
baby in a corner.
uh,
it's really not a corner booth. We're down the main walk-in aisle, and where the first T road is, we're on the corner. How's that?
so a corner booth,
Yeah, but it's
right?
not technically the corner of the building. So
I didn't say the corner of the building.
don't argue with me. We're in a corner booth.
Let's nail down this date though, because there seems to be a discrepancy between the two of you over the
Between the two of
days.
us.
Well, between you
Yeah.
and Steve over what the dates are.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
He's talking about the day.
9 to,
Last day
to
is April 1st. The first day is
yeah, the
March.
last day is April
Okay,
1st.
so yeah, we will be set up in there on the first. So,
Actually,
and
we'll
we'll
be there
also be driving home.
We'll be
we
tearing
will
down.
actually we will actually be there the 29th for setup.
Hmm.
The 30th will be day 1, Thursday. That's VIP morning with activities. We're done at 5 to 6 o'clock every night, and it starts at 9 on Friday, but I think 10 o'clock the rest of the week. So it's not an early morning, late night for us, which is a nice rare treat. So
Mid America Truck Show, folks.
Did we,
Louisville, Kentucky.
did we get
I'll
any
be stalking you.
details or not?
we
Be
actually
there.
picked up a sponsor, uh, trying to get as much out of them as we can, but we'll see. We're working on some other things, or at least I am on a couple other sponsors.
That's why we love
To
you, Dave.
uh, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a good time. I think we're
Yeah.
going to have a lot of fun. We're going to let everybody's personality shine. We're going to talk a lot, and it's hard to believe that three of us will probably be hoarse by the time the weekend's over.
You
So
might be a donkey. I don't know.
you might be,
No, he's always been ass.
yeah. So
I want to be the horse this time.
see the front. What, we waking up your wife? Is she up there moving around?
Nah, I got one of the guys coming back in.
Oh, shh,
Oh.
don't nobody say nothing.
Hey, do we get him?
I wonder if he can hear me. Hello?
Probably not. He's got headphones on.
I know. Come on, I'm screwing with you.
Okay.
Let's have some fun with this. By the way, our announcer also forgot to say we're doing a road show this week by half
Well,
of
I
us.
didn't get a chance to say much of anything because you jumped right in there. And
That's right. We're tired of dragging our feet. We got to pick this pace up a little bit.
yeah,
You know, Steve?
those of you that are watching the YouTube feed, you might have picked up on the fact that Dave is very visible, and he is on the road. He is indeed stuck out on the road in Reno, Nevada.
At least his bucket's not up on the shelf behind him this time.
Yeah, I covered it up. It's up there, but I positioned it so you couldn't see it.
Trucker sticker on it, he'd have been showing it the whole time.
Yeah.
I got one guy pushing that joke real hard and wants our faces. So I don't know if we want to do it or not. It's a lot of money.
Oh, I got somebody on Fiverr working on artwork for my other show. Maybe I'll hit them up for that too.
Well, all we need is the three of us to put our faces together, kind of with like a, and then it'll be a, and then we'll stick it at the bottom of the bucket so you can shit on us daily. Look at Michael up there.
Lord have mercy.
Picture on toilet paper, Dave.
What's that?
You always get your picture on some toilet paper.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. Wipe my nose. So.
Well,
what's new
moving
with you
up and
guys
don't
this
think
week?
Jeff
Come
nobody.
on. We're gonna do a quick little interview with our guest today. Since we have a wonderful guest, we need to do more guests so people can guess who the hell we got on the show with us.
I'd be happy just to get some listeners. And then
Well,
maybe
you'd be
somebody.
surprised.
It's not been too cold for you yet, Chunky, for paving, or how cold?
No, we're done. We're done paving. They ended that about mid-November.
So we're just hauling salt and gravel now and stockpile, or what?
No, actually, we haven't done any salt this year. We did it one day, and then everybody says, "No, we're completely stocked up." We took it over there to Howe, Indiana, and that was the last time we hauled salt. Doing a little bit of gravel work and whatnot.
Over there, Bill.
So if
So you guys,
if those of you that
guys-
need a little background, Chunky is a dump truck driver in northwestern Ohio, and he's one of the guys that are working on those road construction jobs.
is it a quad or what do they call it? You got 5 air dash.
I've got a Quinn. Yeah,
Quinn.
I've got a Quinn.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a Quinn Flow Boy. Mine doesn't. My Flow Boy is a live bottom belt feed. My bed doesn't go up in the air. I have the
So your rear discharge.
Bottom. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doors open up and out she slings.
I'd rather have 6 that way I could have 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You wish you could do 6. You ain't been able to do 6 since you were 15.
You should be happy with one, Steve.
What's 6? What's the 6 we talk about? I'm married. I don't know what
Excuse
6
me,
is.
guys, for coughing in your ear, but
Yeah, I mean, don't even bother
it's
trying
3
to.
a.m. out here, and this show started, and we're doing a early morning Sunday morning show.
Bragging.
I'm not bragging.
No, I
I
had
know
to
I'm
kick his
going-
lot lizard out. He's all depressed.
Yeah, I know I'm going back to bed as soon as we get done too.
Oh, you kick her out. So you sit down out there by the door waiting to come back in?
I hope so, because she can walk over there and get us some breakfast.
I found.
I did. You got to realize I'm out west. I did have the person stop. I'm sitting there in my seat doing my paperwork yesterday. Lady walks up and goes, "Excuse me, sir." She's seen her pull up in her car, and she goes, "I'm living in my car with my 2 dogs, and was wondering if you could help me out." And I go, and I didn't hear, and I go, "What was that?" She goes, "I'm living in my car with my 2 dogs." I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. How much you want for the dogs?"
I'm hungry.
And she got mad and walked away. I don't get it, you know.
I
Trying
had
to
the
help
one.
her out.
I had the one ask me down in Tulsa, Oklahoma one day. She says, "You want some company?" I said, "No, I have my inflatable date." Well, that ticked her off.
That's nothing. We were down. A guy I used to work with at Genova. We were down in Tipton, Georgia, right there at the pilot, where they have the Steak and Shake and all that stuff, and then this gal walks up, and she's like, "You want some company?" He says, "No." He says, "You need some money?" She goes, "I'm just really hungry." He says, "Well, get up in here. I'll make you a bologna sandwich." And she curls up the truck, and he makes her a sandwich, and she sits there and eats the sandwich and talks to him for, I don't know, for 15, 20 minutes. And she's like, "Okay, thank you." And she runs off.
Well,
You're saving one hooker, one bologna sandwich at a time.
That's
I've heard
almost
of giving
as bad
them
as
tube
date-
steak, but come on, man.
that's as
I
bad
was-
as dating homeless women because every time I pick them up, they smell like bologna. I don't know, get that.
You'd be one to
At
have
least
a guest on here.
At least
Bill.
when the date's over, you stop at any part, go date's over, get out. So
Yeah.
No, they're picky. I mean,
I know it.
I mean, they're
want
about as
rights.
picky as people that.
They want to be dropped off right in front of Walmart so they can get their cardboard sign. I don't get
Yeah,
it.
what do you want me to
No, they
do?
got-
Walk
they
from
gotta get a
here?
new cart.
You know, it's getting rough begging out there.
What are some of the worst places you've been for homeless people? I can think of one off the top of my head. No, I mean town wise.
Oh.
Camden, New
Ah.
Jersey.
Oh no, New York City.
What's that?
Well, I mean, all like concentrated in a single place.
Houston.
Houston.
Houston,
yeah,
I
Houston's
didn't have any
bad.
problem in Houston.
Actually, going there, it is a cardboard city.
The one that I see the most
Yes.
is Amarillo. When I went through Amarillo, I don't know, maybe it's just because they're underneath the highways there, but I seen a lot in Amarillo. But
I think there's
Seen any in Amarillo.
organizations that go out there and they hand out new cardboard boxes to these people.
Well, down
Yeah, it's a little bit. It sounds like a bit of.
that'd be
a
called the
chuckle,
recycling center.
Walmart. Down there, dude. I mean, there was tents, cardboard boxes, shopping. I mean, just a
Well,
regular city.
but,
That's the first thing I heard San Francisco did when they made tents legal. You're screwed. If you outlaw the damn tents, you get them off the damn ground. So
yeah. Well,
there ain't no well about it.
now
It's a
I mean,
sickness we're ignoring. All we are is abusing people.
but
they have a problem.
unfortunately, homelessness is a complicated problem, and in a country that boasts as much civil rights, adherence to civil
Yeah.
rights as we do.
Country
You
that
can't-
boasts helping every other friggin' country besides our own.
Well, my point is,
Yeah, right there.
in order to force people to accept help, you infringe on their civil rights,
Oh,
Right.
and you just can't do
But
that.
But there's a point that where civil rights needs to stop, and their
Ooh.
well-being needs to be put in place because
it never will.
I know.
Now you've
Well-
gone politically incorrect.
Yeah, you
Well-
you just threw out the Constitution right there, and we're gonna lose half of our viewers because
Well, the problem is they used
No, I'm
to
still
do
here.
it. Oh, the other half.
We've got common sense. I see it every- the truck hitting the overpasses and running people up the road, and yeah, I see common sense every day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The
Well,
ones
that
that
was
stand
a-
out in the middle of the road
you-
tried to
that
impede traffic.
sounded really bitter.
And you're not even out here every day.
My biggest pet peeve, I don't have to be out there, dude. My biggest pet peeve is stupidity. I cannot stand it.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Anything.
And I can't be your friend no more.
I don't care who you are, how old you are. You can be an old person, young person, my age. I don't care. I will call you out on it right in front of you, and I don't give a shit if I hurt your feelings or not.
Like you did them poor bikers when you rode your motorcycle down to get a pop.
What's that?
Like you did with them poor bikers when you rode your motorcycle down to get a pop, and you and your buddy giving off blowing in kisses.
I give him the whole, and he run the other way. You know,
So
yeah,
so let's do it.
get on here because you want to rant about shit. Trust me.
Yep. Let's do a quick little interview with our guest today. All right.
All
And
right.
I thought we would do this because we kind of need practice about doing interviews. So, Mike, you're kind of the guinea pig today because
could
we're
be a
going to
bad
be
thing.
Can you squeak a little like a guinea pig? There you go.
because we're going to be doing some interviews at the Mid America Truck Show, and we kind of ought to at least kind of get the basics out. Now, our nice host director here said he was going to watch some YouTube videos to see how people did interviews. How'd that work for you, Bill?
It's kind of interesting because Well, I didn't do it.
Hey, Dave.
I knew
there you
that
go.
from the I knew that from the time limit. We've talked about this and his work schedule, so I know he hadn't had time yet. But
Yeah, no, what? No, I say that. Of course, I listen to a lot of different, well, not different kinds of podcasts, but I do listen to quite a few podcasts, and I was trying to pay attention to
how they were saying it.
interview styles and the way, because there's big differences in different types of podcasts where a show like ours, you would expect a lot more, jesting and poking at each other and things like that. And it requires a bit of a different style, because if you come on our show, I mean, you got to know we're going to,
that
if you come on our show,
have
we're going to
no
like,
life and
we're going to
pick
sniff you up and down and find your weaknesses and
I'm being
capitalize
sniffed.
on them. You have been
yeah.
sniffed. We've had you sniffed out since day one there, Chunky.
As he
the
drinks that
dog
glass of
running up-
bourbon right there. Did you see that?
Bet you,
Yeah, that ain't coffee.
you
That's
bet your shiny hiney there putting away. So, but no, the interviewing, we're trying to figure that out, because we're gonna have to talk to
kinda
real
like
people.
To talk to some nice high up executives.
Uh,
You
you-
do
you
realize
get
me,
your-
me and Dave both just can bullshit with anybody, so it ain't gonna matter.
Well, I know
That's
that.
what I'm counting on.
Hey, buddy, come here. Hey, how's your wife?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know you. Well, I don't care. How's your wife?
Yeah.
Like I don't already know.
Kid stuff. By the way, what are you doing out here at the show? How can we make
Yeah.
this?
How many
experience
years you been
better for
coming
you?
here? You know,
Yeah,
what's your
you know.
favorite thing down here at the show? Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
this will be my first year going down.
well, I've been about 10 or
Well,
12 times.
I've only been 4, but
I've been Basta
And-
plenty of times when I've been going down through there, but
Been
never
been there
really
for
stopped.
that and for the farm show. The farm show's pretty cool down there too. It's in
yeah,
February.
yeah.
I got a buddy of mine that goes down for the farm show every year.
Yeah.
My cousin goes down for that. Yeah.
Well, the last time I was down there, we was for the farm show, and we got to go to the Ford plant and get a tour through it. And they showed you how they was giving tours. I think it was just because of the farm show for something going on at the time. But yeah,
Bill, what are you pushing buttons for? I didn't do nothing.
Well, because I fixed the problem with Dave getting washed out or Steve. I don't fucking know who you people are.
You realize you sound like
Bleep,
my
bleep.
dad. My dad.
explicit bleep
I,
bleep
just,
bleep bleep.
I gotta go.
Mm.
I gotta go in there now and take out an F word because I've made.
So
Mm.
my
big
dad
deal
used
out
to
of that.
walk in the house, and my brother Steve, which is working with us, lived with him. And I'd walk in there and I'd say something to him, "How you doing, Dad?" "Fine," and stuff. And he'd go, "Hey, Steve, damn it, Dave." And so I thought my name was Damn It Dave for like 15 years. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I fixed a problem with Steve getting washed out every time he would try to speak and
Washed
your-
out.
Yeah,
your audio
your
would
mic
wash out
was
a little
getting washed out whenever you would
was-
try to speak, and Dave would not.
it sounded
wait
like
his
you
turn.
leaned back.
Yeah, I fixed
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
It was a
And
noise
what was mine
suppression.
doing? Because I wasn't touching
Well,
nothing.
you were doing that thing that
We
you
can't
do
see your
called.
hands.
I'm playing with my boobs.
Wakey, wakey,
know-
hands all snaky, snaky. Is that what that is?
But anyway, he sounds great, man.
So let me get back to my interview here. I haven't
Okay.
got started here.
Oh,
Get
good
to it.
Lord.
By the way, what's your name?
Mike.
Where are you from, Mike?
Good morning, Mike.
Where are you from, Mike?
Welcome to Three Fat Truckers.
Lakeview, Ohio. How many interviewees do we have here?
God, we're some
I
pros
know.
on here. I'll
Three.
tell you what, we got
One
it
lead,
down.
3 follow. You know, it's an echo. That's how we work best, you know. Well, one thing is, let me be the first to thank you for coming on our show. We
Yes,
really
thank you.
appreciate it. We really do
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate it. If we can get any sucker to come on here and at least talk with us so we don't look like we're complete idiots. But all in
Well,
all,
it's entertaining as hell.
well,
Yeah.
that's good. It's somebody wrote us. Was it you that wrote us the message? It said it's like sitting around talking with your friends.
Yep.
I think it was you. And
Yeah.
then we had some guy from Australia send us a message about whatever we're doing right, and he sent us a picture of his B train, which is pretty cool. So,
So that
Yeah, I've
makes a
seen that
grand
picture.
total
Yeah.
of 2 people have emailed the show now. So
Yeah, do we
There
get
you
any
go.
more? I was trying to look on here and find
No,
our
I don't
email.
think so.
I'm on our page, and
I try
Now-
to get some of the guys I work with the email and watch a little bit
Well,
more,
see,
but most of them
half-
don't understand how to work their phones.
well, we got new
Half of
pictures on our website
that's,
of us.
that's the problem, is that I took my first podcasts were tech podcasts, and people on that side of the earth know how to use all of this technology. And that what I failed to realize was that most people in our line of work are lucky to know how to get up in the morning and tie their shoes, let
Hey,
alone
hey,
compose
hey.
a friggin' email.
It's hard to put email addresses down when you're driving, man.
That's
They're
why I wear
long and-
slip-ons.
I wear
I
I
got
got
my
Crocs.
Crocs. I got my Crocs, so I don't have to tie. Come on.
You,
I got slides.
Dave, when you're wearing those Crocs, and I bet you got shorts in the middle of
Ah,
winter, it
No,
just
I have sweatpants with a stripe down the side. And that way, when I get out, I can step in all the fluids right there at the fuel pump.
oh,
Hold on.
God, triggered.
Now-
Oh God,
There's a trigger
Here we
word
go.
right there, boys.
Triggered.
The stripes down the side, Dave, are those like state issued?
No, those are.
Those are
Black
Uh,
stripe, white pants, or
No, I
orange?
was thinking they were
You have
soccer
no idea how many
issue.
times you've had the cops called on you.
Yes. They
Dave,
were
I can't
soccer
say anything.
issue.
I'm wearing a pair right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not wearing any. I mean, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Bill told me
Bill.
I didn't have to wear pants, so I'm good.
But before
You
you
don't.
go off on your raid, let me finish up with my quick little interview here.
Okay.
So tell us what you drive and what you like about trucking there, sir.
Oh, good Lord. What I like about trucking. Well, what I drive is a Mack Flowboy Quinn, which is 5 axles, 6 if you count the steers. Drive dump truck, hauling asphalt mainly through the summers. But what I like about driving truck, my God, I was raised in the industry. So it's what I was raised doing. So it's all I knew. I could run a logbook by the time I was 10 years old. I knew how to run maps by the time I was 5. Most preteens and stuff had pictures of Heather Locklear and Bo Derek on their pictures when I was in my year, but I had maps all over my walls. My old man got me a little briefcase when I was 5 years old, and it was full of individual maps of every state that he's been through. And I put them up on the wall, and the old man would call me. I'd call home, and he'd say, "Okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm going. Map me a route. I'll call you back in an hour."
Well, that was cool.
That's
So,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
you were
I would.
so instead of paying that high dollar to buy that GPS like he did, he had you.
He had miniature Rand McNally. Yeah,
Yeah. I like it. That's pretty cool. That's
yeah.
a good
He'd-
story. I like it.
He'd come home after about a month on the road and hand me his logbook. Says, "Catch me up, will you?" I said, "How far are you
boy.
back, Dad?" And he says, "Oh, about a month."
Dude,
About
when I
a
was
month.
younger, when I was younger,
Okay.
I could
And
not be bothered with
how many
that
logbooks did he hand you?
The one. Yeah.
Here's me and here's my co-driver.
No,
You know, that-
I did that in Tennessee. Handed the wrong logbook to ODOT.
That is pretty
Ooh.
cool that your dad involved you in it as a young kid growing up. Because I remember my dad doing things, and I think we're all from. Bill, your dad wasn't a truck driver, was he?
No.
But the rest of us all grew up with it in our blood, and from day one, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
No, my grandparents used to haul logs. They were a team drive together, and my grandmother's the one that taught me how to drive. So, yeah, I could double clutch with the best of them. But my other grandfather, One Arm Tony, used to drive truck, missing his right arm in a cement mixer, but still drive a twin shift.
Did he ever find
Yeah.
it?
No,
So
it's part of the concrete now.
he
Yeah.
can honestly look at the building and say, a part of me went into that place there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's right
Yes,
next
I
to
did.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Well, you was talking about logbooks there, Chunky. My mom drives still, but
She
back
drives
in
with
like
us.
the
Yeah, she works
late
with us.
70s, she worked for North American, and she was the logbook teacher at North American, teaching everybody that came in, and new drivers and stuff, how to do the logbooks back then. So
They need that. There's so many guys I can
Yeah.
tell you right now that we have to run logs every now and then. Of course, we'll go now it's all digital shit.
yeah,
But
because back in the day, she was married to a guy that worked at North American and was a bed bugger kind of deal there, and I don't know for how many years. Went from North American to Atlas, and a little bit everywhere. But yeah,
yeah,
Steve's
need
got that
that.
early morning voice going on. Welcome to Three Fat Truckers.
beef. It's what's for dinner. Dalton,
It was the
Hey.
longest night of Andy Dufresne's life.
compadre.
So
Yeah.
they were bed buggers, and did they hire a lot of lumpers, or did they do it?
You're looking at him.
Okay.
When I-
they
when
they
I
had
was-
their
That's what
lumper.
the old man used
When
to do
I
with
was
me.
a kid, I had a brand new bicycle every year. They paid me cash to help move the furniture
you'd
and
be
stuff.
thinner.
No,
Oh, I had my
I
Lumber's
was
Union
then
card.
probably, but yeah.
I
but
had
yeah.
a Lumpers Union card when I was 14.
Mm.
Well, I remember
I had a farm license.
going
at
into
14.
Super Value in Fort Wayne and all them lumpers, and it wasn't organized then. It's just they only let in so many guys. Them guys made so much money. Oh my God!
I used
And
to
it
do
was-
a lot of that back then. and
They
that
give
was
out
Oh, yeah.
they give out
nowhere.
numbers that was supposed to be the Social Security number, so they could taxes. They wasn't their number. They wasn't paying taxes for crap.
No.
You could game the system back then pretty good though, because I remember in those days keeping.
Well, now it's all organized. I mean,
Yeah,
they're lumper companies, and it's all they got a handheld device that keeps track of everything, the receipts, and yeah.
Mhm.
we used to write up lumper receipts and then keep the money for ourselves, because they would pay. They would pay like $300 to a lumper, but they'd only pay $80 to the driver.
Exactly. So
And
you tell them the lumper did it, and you get paid the $300. Yeah,
yeah.
Did that in Pittsburgh.
did that everywhere.
Pittsburgh sounds like the kind of place you would do that.
Well,
I
I only
literally
had
pulled
only had the
into-
one damn time I ever had to hire a lumper.
I literally pulled into New Jersey once and backed up to a dock, and I had floor or tied family boxes stacked from floor to ceiling. Opened the
jeez.
door, and I backed up there and go, "There you go." And the guy goes, "No, there you go." And this is still new. I'm a local driver, and he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I'll bring the skids. You got to put them on the skids." And I'm
Yeah.
like, no. So then I start doing it, and I'm pissed off and already made 4 calls. That's not how you stack them on there. I said, "Motherfucker, that's how I stack them on there." Nope, you're gonna have to redo
I'll
'em.
redo
I
'em.
got one for you. I backed into General Motors and hit the dock. I had one skid on the very back, just like it was like an LTL, but we were a regular over the company. Walk in there, and the guy's sitting there on the forklift, electric forklift, coffee in hand, newspaper, reading the paper because he's on his break. And I said, "Hey, buddy," I said, "I got one pallet. Can you get it for me?" He goes, "What door are you in?" I said, 11. He says, "Sorry, brother." He says, "I got doors 1 through 10. I looked at him. I said, "Are you pulling my chain or what?" "No, I have to wait for the other guy to come back. He'll be back in about 20 minutes. And I'm like, "Is that his forklift right there?" He goes, "Yeah." I jumped on that son of a bitch, pulled that pallet off. "You're never going to come back here again." I said, "That was the
Thank-
point."
Do me a favor.
And I got
I
kicked
like
out.
how
I got
they-
kicked
they-
out.
they
I got
act like
blacklisted
that's-
from going in that General Motors.
They act like that's going to hurt our feelings.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
You never come back. Oh, well, you
Yep.
can just go
Yep.
like I
Yeah, mine was a load of watermelons over to a grocery
Oh,
store over
Ooh,
in Pittsburgh.
man.
was
They
it
said,
Tell me
you
what
got to
they
take them.
put
You
them
got to take
watermelon
them out
in,
of
man.
that Gaylord, put them into this Gaylord.
Oh,
one
they's
at a
in
time.
Gaylords and not in straw on the floor.
Yeah, they're in
I've seen them
Gaylords.
where they've been in straw on
So,
the floor in the trailer.
You had to take it off the plain gray Gaylord and put it in the fancy one that had the watermelons on the
On the
box
side of it.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
the display
like,
model. Yeah.
Give me a marker. I'll draw a watermelon on the
Yeah.
side of that
Oh.
for you.
He says you need to do that. I said, no. Where's your lumpers deck? Where's your lumpers at? He said it's
that
about
sounds-
$200. I'll pay it.
Yeah. That sounds like that load of oranges I picked up in Florida and took out to California just to get the stamp on there and then brought them back to Florida.
Whoa. California let you into the state with oranges on?
Oh, no, I got that backwards, didn't I?
Yeah. I was
Loaded.
gonna say, you know, take nothing fruit in California.
Yeah.
No, what was that one comedian always said? He went into California and he says they have the fruit Nazi police there. He's like,
Yeah.
have you ever dealt with these people? He says, I pulled in and he says, "This is the security. You got any fruit?" And he goes, "No." "Okay, come on in." And he's thinking, "Okay, I'm going to test this theory." He says, "I'm going to come back through with a bag of cocaine, a spider monkey, and an orange." And he goes back through and they go, "Do you have any fruit?" He goes, "No." He goes, "And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that damn monkey eating the fucking orange."
All right, so another.
Sorry for the F word there, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you know
God.
what, folks? You're just gonna have to let this one go.
Yeah.
California's always been bad. I used to haul high-low tow-light camper trailers.
Oh yeah.
well, that
Yeah,
was
it's-
fun.
Yeah, you used to see them.
How
on
many
Price
would you
Right
get
Away.
on a trailer?
No, I didn't have a trailer. I actually
Oh, you
had.
pulled them.
I had a dovetail flatbed, which was what they call a haul and tow.
Yeah.
You'd put one up on the back end of the flatbed in the back. It was a straight truck with a
Yeah.
sleeper. Put one up on the back, and then you'd pull one behind you.
Was it like a short wedge kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was going through Southern California, heading into San Diego, getting up on them mountains. My brakes were not the greatest in the world. Hydraulic on this, air over hydraulic, I should say.
Yeah.
And the green police stopped me on the side of the mountain. Said, we need to check your dog trailers. I said, dog trailers? I don't haul no dog trailers. I said, these are campers. He said, well, I don't care what they are. We need to check them for illegals. I said, well, I'm not getting out. And he said, well, you have to get out. And I said, no, I'll tell you what. I said, my brakes are bad in this truck. I can't set the brake right, not on this mountainside. I said, I'll hold the brake. Here's the keys. If you feel it moving, jump.
Because we're going down the hill.
He says, have a nice day. He said, have a nice day. Score.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
you didn't write you up for bad brakes.
No, he wanted me out of there. That was green police. That was.
Do you remember that one story we did, Bill, earlier in the year about the hauling illegals, and it was in an open top trailer, and they pulled through? Oh, we can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they've tried every single trick in the book when it comes to getting people across, you know,
Oh yeah.
and so, you know, some of them are like, I knew a story years ago about a guy that went down and picked up a load of Christmas trees, and there was a bunch of folks loading these Christmas trees. They were going into the trailer, but they weren't coming out. And nobody noticed.
They were hiding behind a tree. Huh?
They loaded it with the Christmas trees, and then each one of them took the last tree and held it like this, and then just kind of laid down in the pile with that Christmas tree and laid
You
it
think
down
they'd
on top of them.
suffocate or get crushed eventually.
You know, the things these people are
Do
willing to
anything.
put up with just to get into the country, you know.
Well, and you see some trailers where they have like a fake. They actually get a tape measure and be okay. The inside's only 40 foot long, but the trailer's
Mhm.
48 foot. Where is that extra 8 foot at? You know, there's a
Yeah.
false wall in it or something.
Yeah.
or-
I've seen them with a false bottom.
Well, some of the way stations anymore, they have like the heat sensors and stuff. They can tell if there's somebody in your bunk.
X-rays
Yeah.
and heat
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
sensors,
seen
yeah.
those.
Yeah.
I've seen those here recently. Actually,
So-
I think Ohio's got one now up
Do
here
they?
by Finley.
Yeah, they'd have never recognized.
Have you
my
guys
cold-
noticed-
my cold-blooded ex-wife?
You guys are still out in
You
the
have
road.
one too, huh?
You guys are still out on the road. Are they still closing way stations? Or are they opening any more new ones up or anything anywhere?
No, they're
No.
not gonna. They're not gonna open any more new ones. Not in Ohio, anyways.
Because a bunch of the states,
No,
I mean,
they
they just started
have all the
closing
rest
them.
park. What do you need a way station for when you got every rest park?
Well,
Yeah.
and a lot of them
Ohio's-
was because they couldn't get employees. I mean,
Yeah.
Indiana
Yeah,
will tell you anytime they
Yeah.
hired somebody to be a DOT officer in Indiana, they wasn't 6 months and they were into the They did that for a stepping stone to get into the academy to be a state cop,
Yeah,
Mhm.
my-
and
Bill
that
got
was their
to deal
problem.
with
They
that.
couldn't get enough people to work the DOT, so they started closing.
Now
the
they're
places
making the
down.
ladies do it.
I used to have a friend that worked at the training center there north of Columbus on 71. That way scale there was a training center,
Yeah,
and they said the same thing. You know, we're closing them down simply because we just don't have.
Well, and then they were-
want to get involved.
training the state cops to be able to do the inspections and stuff, anyways, and that's what it is. You know, all the rest areas and stuff.
Yeah, and when
is-
you got the
yeah.
rest areas there and the guy's already stopped taking a break or a leak, let's write him up.
Yeah, and you're seeing more and
Ohio-
more. You're
Well,
seeing more and more
Ohio is
Puco out on the road now
cold-blooded.
too.
Yeah, and I never
Seen one or
understood
two
that because
Pucos. I thought that was-
Ohio, the PUCA, Public Utilities Commission officer, I looked that up, and it's like, what's that have to do with the the electric, water, or whatever, as far as utilities? But they can still inspect the freight and commodities that are coming into the state, is what the deal
Mhm.
was, and it still
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to give
I
them
got-
that type of title.
Yeah, I got pulled over by one up there, but 24 outside of Toledo.
Yeah, I've been pulled over before with them.
It wanted to see the iron stuff I was taking over to Butler, Indiana.
Oh, really?
I know I was on a
The
first
only
name
thing that
basis.
happens up Go ahead, Steve.
I was on a first name basis with that one guy on 30 before you get to Beaver Dam in that rest area. Every time I went by there with the oversized, man, I just went ahead and pulled in. He come in behind me. He's like, "You knew the ordeal." I said, "Hey, what's going on, Jim?" You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, hey, what's
Out-
going on?"
Ohio loves
Only-
their oversized.
The only problem with Toledo up here on 24 is every time you go by White House, you got to stop and have Bill make you a sandwich. For you.
Okay, and since we got there, we need the story, Bill.
I'll go
I
ahead
don't
and
think
tell this
Chunky's-
story again.
I love this story, and I don't think Chunky's ever heard it.
Well,
yourself.
historians in England will call me a liar,
They did at the store, didn't they?
but history was written by those who hanged heroes. Uh, so, yeah, okay. So the story that these guys are alluding to is the let's call it the trucker's sandwich tale.
Speedway Employment of the Year.
Yeah, I made employee of the year. Well, let's put it this way. For about 10 minutes, I was the only employee of the Speedway up in Watertown, Ohio. or Waterville.
I remember hearing this story now. You told it on that episode. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite, and it's almost Christmas, Bill. So tell us a story.
Oh,
Oh, tell us, Bill, please.
so,
Hey, Bill.
gosh, it's been what, 4 years ago now?
Has it been that long?
Yeah. I mean, it was
Man,
pre-COVID.
Time
it
flies
was
when
a
you're having
couple
fun,
years.
don't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was back when Dwayne was still driving and all that.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Rock?
The Rock.
No, we got a guy, a friend of ours here that,
Looks just like him.
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
you know it.
Hold on first. Does he listen?
I
It
doubt
don't matter.
Yeah. Never mind. I ain't gonna say
Let's
it.
make fun of him anyways.
A little too positive for him. But anyway, so I go in, I stop in the Speedway, right? And because they started making sandwiches in that cafe thing. They call it a cafe, but it's just whatever. So I go in there, and there was a female assistant manager working the fuel desk, and a new kid. I mean, new. It was his first day. He was working over making sandwiches, and he was just kind of barely getting by. You know, just kind of. He was smart enough to work out each one of the sandwiches. Kind of had an instruction there behind the counter that he could go by, and they were busy. I mean, they were lined up and all that. And when I got there, the girl, the assistant manager, was on the phone with the manager telling him, "You need to get somebody over here because I need to train this new guy, and I'm just backed up. I've been backed up with customers since I got here, and it's not looking to slow down at all." And apparently, the manager on the phone must have told her, well, you just gotta figure it out. So she hangs up the phone and she looks at the new kid and says, "I'm about 2 minutes away from walking out of here." And the kid, he looks at her and he's like, "Well, if you leave, I'm leaving." And he was in the middle of making me a sandwich when he said this, and she just kind of stood there for a minute. She had a line of people waiting to pay for their fuel. She stood there for a minute, and then she just kind of walked right out, grabbed her purse and her coat, and walked right out the door and left. And he looks at me, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." And he walks out, and there's my half-made sandwich on the counter. And
Now,
I
before you go
I
any
was
farther,
hungry.
before you go any farther, Bill's already walked up, typed in what he wanted, spit out the receipt, paid for the sandwich, took the sandwich.
No, I didn't
paid
pay for
back.
it. I
Oh, you
hadn't
hadn't
paid
paid
for
it
it
yet?
No,
No.
Oh,
no.
Because she was
Hadn't-
too busy.
Yeah, the line was backed up, and this is one of those cases where I thought, well, I'll try to kill two birds with a stone here, just get or whatever. I was waiting for the sandwich before I went and paid, and the kid just walks out and leaves my half-made sandwich sitting there. So I'm like, well, I can't see how I can make anything any worse. So I walked behind the counter and I finished making my sandwich, and I walked out with it.
Because there's no employees there.
Nothing.
They left.
And everybody else was there waiting to pay for this, that, and the other. And
just
you know,
looking around like, what
just
do we
kind of
do?
like, well, what do we do? I don't know what they did, but I made my sandwich, It took me just like a minute or so. I made that sandwich and I walked out, and then I was stressed out for like
And then
3
what?
weeks.
Pay for it.
A
Oh my
week
God.
later or so, he runs
It was
into
like
a
3
guy.
weeks later. I went back in there,
Yeah.
and I told it was a whole new crew of people working in there, and it was running. It appeared like a well-oiled machine, and I go to the manager and I explained to him the story of what happened. I'm like, hey, I'd like to pay for my sandwich if I could, because it's really been bothering me. And he outright called me a liar that I made that whole story up. I'm like, right, I made up a story. I didn't say it to him at the time. I said, but yeah, I made up a story about making a sandwich so I could come in here and give you money for nothing.
And
You know?
then you ran into the guy that was in there also the same day with you. He was like, "Hey, I know you. You was here. Remember
Oh,
that?"
I don't remember seeing that guy, but he said that he
He remembered
remembered
you
seeing
cooking.
it.
Yeah, when you see somebody walk behind the counter, it kind of does. Oh, what's going on there? So,
Well,
I
you
mean,
remember that
everybody
one?
was.
Yeah.
It
Oh, this is
seemed
a
at the
buffet.
time. It seemed at the time like I was just kind of in the middle of all this confusion, and nobody was really paying attention to me because they really didn't know what to do with themselves. I don't know
Yeah.
what anybody. I mean, for all I know, everybody in there walked out with the stuff that they had.
And Bill's really confused because he never got his W-2 for that year, Chunky.
It's-
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on my check from Walmart.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
me too.
Now that White House is
There's
still
a
a
check
bad
coming
place.
from Walmart I missed.
No, yeah. Well,
I
I,
got-
have to go
I
through the
work
self
there every
checkouts
time I
all the
check
time.
myself
I
out,
figure
so.
I work here enough. I should get paid.
Oh, yeah. I just seen a video about this. Some guy
The
said,
guy, yeah, he says they
Walmart,
didn't
I
train me, so I'm not stealing it. I mean, I don't know how
yeah,
to do it.
and he went to corporate and sent this message and everything saying,
Yeah.
so
Where are we at on time, Billy?
we got all
40
the time in the world.
All right,
41
we're gonna
minutes.
do 2-hour Christmas show.
Yeah, no.
No, that'd be next. Oh, it is.
That's
This is our Christmas
yes,
show.
this is
No,
our
not
Christmas
doing
show.
the Christmas show. This is it.
Wow, we have a guest for the
Christmas will be
Nobody
here
even
next
knows.
week.
the
I
New
thought
Year's
we were
show.
I thought we were gonna do a New Year's blowout where
Oh, there you go.
That's what you were talking
invite
about.
everybody. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go ahead.
but-
And
I
throw
told
that
you I'd
pitch.
be on.
Let's throw that.
you go.
pitch
How come
out there.
nobody's got no Christmas lights up in the background? The boys at home.
Dude, I'm in my
you
bedroom.
can't see the twinkle in my eyes. Come on.
Yeah, where's your tree at? I got a Charlie Brown tree. We could have put
We
behind
need to
Bill.
be
You want-
more
you wanna see the tree.
inclusive, Dave.
There's
we
one-
need to.
There is
You
one
have
in
to
this room, Dave. There is.
Yeah.
I have to turn the camera.
Oh yeah, he's got fancy.
We have a tree
rich
in
people-
every room, dude.
He's got
Yeah, I
fancy
know.
rich people trees where he's got a tree in every
Oh.
room and all that.
No,
I just
Hi,
no.
welcome to our house.
My
It's,
wife would
Merry
have it that
Christmas.
way if I
Merry
let
Christmas.
it happen. Yeah.
hmm You want to see a tree, Dave?
No,
No.
we're good.
Okay. Because
No.
I have to mess up my camera.
You'll freak
Yeah.
Bill out, and he'll
Okay.
think you turned the
Oh, yeah.
knob, and he'll get nervous.
Because I mean, we
It
gotta
could be.
A lot of truckers don't even celebrate Christmas. That's the white devil holiday.
Oh, I think you're a little wrong.
Uh,
I think more celebrate Christmas. Than,
It's they don't have that in the Quran.
No,
that's well, we don't live in the big
well,
city.
there's no
Well,
Christmas in the Bible either. But that's an argument for another day.
I seen the star. I seen the North Star, but I couldn't get there with
Do
my.
you
eyes
have
broke
some
trucker.
frankincense and myrrh with you?
No, but I did see three wise men.
You think so, huh?
Okay, here we go.
You work in D.C.
Come on, I just come across the frozen tundra. There's got to be three wise men out there. I'm at the
Frozen
North Pole.
tundra. Listen to
Yeah.
it.
That was the Salt Flats, Dave.
No, actually, it wasn't
It
the
was
salt
white.
flats. You know, there's no snow on the salt flats because I did come across there. But boy,
Did you
there's a
see?
shitload
Did you
of it
see
before
giant
it.
tennis balls standing on a tree?
Yes, I did. One-
Okay,
two
well, you were on the
ground.
salt flats.
Yeah, there's two of them on the ground too.
Can
Yeah.
snow accumulate on that kind of
Yeah,
salt?
it's snow. Part of it had snow on it, but the western side didn't have any snow.
He's thinking the salt will melt the snow. That's what we used to melt.
I know
snow
what he's
Dave.
thinking,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
The water did have
I'm
snow.
genuinely curious.
Yes, well, it does, but it probably does melt pretty fast.
Yeah.
I have never seen that happen out there.
Yeah, there was snow
I've
in-
only ever been out there in the summer, so
You know, at the bottom, you know, right there where the last TA and Petro is.
yeah.
I
Maybe it's been
fueled
years
there.
since I've been out through there.
Yeah, right there as you come out of Salt Lake. I fueled there, and there was snow on the ground there and all out. But once you got to the Bonneville side, there wasn't nothing over there. Wasn't even snow on the ground, just on the mountains.
I want a
But-
Bonneville.
Yeah, I bet you do. 64 Bonneville, man. You can
Yeah.
put
Cruiser,
6
dude.
people in the back seat of that thing, and
You
nobody
get-
would touch you.
And 12 in the trunk.
And you can put you can put like 8 kegs in the trunk.
Yeah, that used to be the drive-in movie car because you could take your whole class and put them in
You
the
had to
trunk.
watch
Yeah.
the tailspin.
I had
on those
a
doggone things.
71 Oldsmobile Toronado.
Yep.
Yeah,
They had the SS Titanic rode across the door.
Tail swing
Everybody
like
piled
a
into the back of
school
that
bus.
thing. It was squat when we go through the drive-in gate.
We had a 73 Pontiac Catalina, and that
Yeah.
thing was a monster.
my mom had a 74 Catalina, and that's when they started
you
making
call-
them smaller.
Did they call that stuff when you was in school the land yachts or something? The
Yes,
yachts?
yes.
You got a
Yes,
yacht.
land yacht.
Yeah.
My
In
dad
my
bought a
day, it
brick.
was the thing to do. Everybody would get into that big, either the LTD or the Cutlass or the Caprice. And for some reason, like 5 people would gather up in the front seat of those doggone things and throw all their books and bags in the back seat. I don't know what that was all about. Tales from the 80s.
Yeah, we're talking
That's
the
a long,
70s.
long damn time ago.
Well, sit down.
Let me
Anyway.
tell you the
Oh,
story
boy.
about
You mean there
people.
was
Now I'm gonna
there
pass
was
out.
cars when you guys went to school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Young people actually drove in those days.
Well, back when
know-
Dave
Feel
was
me?
that age, Bill, they couldn't do sex education and driver's ed in the same semester because it was too hard on the horse.
That's right. and in the back window of my horse,
The back
was
in
window
the
of
back
my
window
horse.
of my
Roots at the
horse
time.
was my 410 shotgun because we would go hunting in the morning before we went to school.
I
and
remember
managed to
having
go
a.
all day and
Country
didn't
ass.
kill nobody. I don't know how I went.
I
through
remember
all
having
day
a
with-
gun rack in the back of my pickup where you had.
Yeah,
a gun.
and I went through. I had to walk by my pickup to go to classes
There you
and
go,
didn't stop and
country.
shoot nobody.
Yeah,
I don't know
our
what's up
principal
with
come
that.
out.
Uh-oh.
Our principal come out to look at our shotgun and showed his. Look at
Yeah.
mine. I got a 12 gauge.
You know, everybody come to school in the morning and changed clothes, took their muddy
Well,
boots off and their
You
hunting
got
clothes
Pappy
off.
Dave on the wrong subject, Bill.
I suppose
Tell us
still
more,
smelled like
Dad.
pig crap when I went to school.
I just remember having a knife on me. I was a Boy Scout, so I always had a knife on me all the time. That's always just been part of my clothes. And nowadays,
You
that
mean
would
you
be put
couldn't?
in
You can't
juvie.
take a knife to school no more.
No,
You can't
they'll
take a
put
Boy
you
Scout
in-
knife.
no,
Nope. Nothing like that.
don't.
And they wonder what's wrong with our kids.
I was
They
in the
don't let
Swiss
us beat
Army
'em.
when I was in school.
well, no real fathers, but let's not get into that.
Well, hey, Merry Christmas. How we doing, boys?
Yeah, this is our
Ho, ho,
Christmas
ho.
special. We need to be a little bit more
Well,
festive here.
let's plug away at this concept real quick here. So what we're wanting to do on New Year's, because that is, we can announce or we can do a live stream on New Year's. That is the Sunday, isn't it?
New Year's is Sunday. New Year's Eve is Saturday night. So when
Okay,
we doing the show?
Well,
Hungover as shit on Sunday morning.
Well,
what,
I won't be.
6 o'clock Sunday morning, boys and girls.
Oh,
I'm not much of a partier for New
Oh.
Year's,
No,
but
I
I wouldn't
haven't.
mind doing a show where everybody that wants to be on is invited.
Are we going to do it New Year's night and have cocktails and celebrate?
Well, we can make a plan right now if you want. That we
Well, that's
can-
what we're doing. We can just.
Well, you can put what
I-
120 people on Ninja here.
Yeah, I guess it just keeps making them smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Last I heard, it was like 128 people you could get on here.
yeah,
Huh.
so
but to
how,
get
I
how
on,
don't
many
think we're-
cameras and microphones you gonna have?
I don't think
Oh.
we're in any danger of 128
That
people.
would be a nightmare for Bill
no,
trying
but
to
it
sit
would
there.
drive
and-
Bill nuts.
adjust
Going,
everything.
Dave, I can't hear your microphone.
Well,
Quit
the only
touching
one I
knobs."
gotta adjust is you guys.
Uh,
No, you can shut them off.
Yeah,
I think we ought to. I think we
I
ought to
have the
have.
power.
We need to have some. We need to have, and we're gonna do an hour show or like a 2-hour special or what?
Well, why don't we just, if we're gonna do an all-inclusive, let's just play it by ear. I mean, there's
Okay.
nothing
yeah, but it
making
keeps
me
hurting
hit
my
the-
earlobe.
That's gonna say I usually don't play with my ears, but I don't play. I'll give it a shot. If
Was
it
she
works.
twisting it, Dave? Try to make it bigger, like the.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually my nipples do that.
Tune in Tokyo.
Oh man, yesterday it was so cold.
These
I thought I
radio
broke one
freedom.
off, Dave. I thought it broke off.
You thought you broke one off?
Oh my God, it was
Did you
bleeding.
get a two-wheel cart yet?
I got 3 of them.
Oh, did you get a enclosed trailer yet?
Yes,
Okay. Is it a
it's
nice one?
full.
Is it yours now?
No, the guy I work
Oh,
with,
okay.
he bought one.
Yay.
So.
Yeah, let's plan on what do you think, guys?
We can do it New Year's
Whatever.
Eve. I don't give a shit. We don't even have to stay.
We're
up till
old. We
midnight.
don't go out
I ain't
nowhere.
doing shit New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, let's do a New Year's Eve show, and I'll tell you what, folks, you're
do we want to
invited.
do it? Do we want to do it live? Do we get some people on chat or not? Or are we able to work it to where we can get call-ins?
Well,
and
no,
if so,
all
we
you got
have-
to do, I'll put the link to
Okay.
the Video Ninja page.
put
in
it all
the-
on all our social things. Say, come join us.
I will put
for
it
our
on
New Year's.
I'll put it on
celebration.
the announcements page on our website, and then I'll also
Sure.
put it on our
and I'll
Facebook page.
Yeah,
Steve
and
also
put it on the
put-
Tic Tac.
And make
Yeah.
sure
put it on
you.
the
Yeah, yeah.
TikTok.
Steve, put that on the
Yeah.
TikTok.
Well, I
I'll put it
just
on
posted our
Instagram.
Tic Tac right now a few minutes ago when we started the show for
But
this one.
let's nail down a time.
Make sure everybody knows that it is U.S. Eastern time because
Yeah.
quite possibly it'd be nice to get maybe the gentleman over there in Australia or somehow, some way.
Well,
and
by the time we
Oh,
get
that would
on
be
there,
cool.
it'll
You know
be
what I
like
mean?
3 in the
Dude,
morning.
An international.
I'm
yeah.
saying maybe shoot him an email back. Say, hey,
Oh my
I think
God,
I will
Steve,
do that.
Steve,
Yeah.
that would be neat to get him.
Steve.
What?
Steve, you just made Bill's nipples hard as hell when you said international.
You see him? He actually
Oh
backed
my
up.
God, I can see
He
him
backed
through
up
the
from the
shirt.
counter for a
I
second.
mean, gosh dang it, guys! I need you guys to settle
But
down. a
no,
little
I
bit
mean
here.
anybody that's reached out to us, maybe shoot him
I
an email
have
back.
some-
Chunky's
I
on
have
here, but I
somebody-
mean,
I'll
Yeah.
have somebody that lives over there. I'll see if I
Yeah,
can.
I'm just a stalker.
Hey,
Yeah, well,
Nothing wrong
Chunky
with stalking.
clearly knows how to type, and that's
but make sure everybody
I'm
knows
an
what it's
educated man.
It's U.S.
Yeah.
Eastern time,
Educated.
and that way we can.
Yeah, I could graduate at high school.
I'll
Shit,
make
I can't even
sure-
say that.
let's nail down a time then when we want to do this. You want to do because I don't want to mess around with people's party.
okay, then
schedules,
let's
so
do 8 to whenever.
8 on the
New
31st,
Year's Eve.
8 o'clock.
8 till the ball drops.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
Or
go
your
that
ball
long,
drop.
but
That would be brutal.
Yeah,
yeah, my
Well,
ball's dropping.
Bill,
Where's that?
in 4 hours, I could probably put down a big bottle of birth.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm telling you, the conversation.
It,
I'll-
it
I'll
might
bring
be
a
our best
crown.
show ever.
I'll bring my Crown Vanilla. We'll get going.
Oh, well,
I'll end up watching my cookies
Folks.
drop instead of the ball.
yeah.
We can
I'm
watch.
gonna make
hey,
no
that or
promises
instead of the
as
ball
to the-
dropping, we can watch people drop. Well, Steve, he's out. Well, there goes
Hey,
Chunky.
Dave, I
I
have a
picture Steve, one of them guys that just kind of like leans over in his seat, doesn't
Dave.
quite fall
I have
all
a
the way over.
seat. I got a seatbelt on this chair.
Oh, we
We'll
went.
think he's camera froze. He just
We went whitewater rafting.
If I'm
one
wearing
time,
sunglasses,
and we did the overnighter, and this guy that took us whitewater rafting name was Kuntz, and he had this Kuntz coffee, and we're drinking this coffee.
we
and
already know where this is going, Bill.
my buddy Brian's sitting there on the log, and we've been hammered, and all I know is he goes, and all the way out. And so I kick him and wake him up, said, go get in your tent. So I get up in the morning and I walk
Oh,
over to
Lord.
wake him up. From his waist up is in the tent, from his waist, feet, and everything's still outside. And there is nothing better than being hungover and putting in 40 degrees weather and put on a cold fucking wetsuit. Excuse my language. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe the shrinkage you come up
that'll
with.
sober you up right
Hey.
quick.
Hey, Dave, I just noticed this, and I'm gonna point it out. Okay, I don't want Bill and Mike. Don't say nothing. I want both of you guys to hold your hands straight up by the microphone. Put your hands in the camera, both of them. Hold your hands up, Bill. Look at no. Hold your hands up. Look, Dave, twins.
No.
Oh yeah, they both got gloves on. Oh my God.
They both want to eat fried chicken and still lick their
I have-
fingers.
I'm in a basement. What's your excuse?
You didn't notice
Mine-
that, Bill, did you?
No.
Mine's RA.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you have
RSA.
carpal. So you have because you know why you have that? Too much damn emailing.
Oh, that's what that's called nowadays?
Yeah.
Gotta get
Don't,
one of
don't
these
email so much.
fancy
You won't hurt.
ergonomic keyboards. It's like
Oh, mine's a
shaped
one-handed.
wave shape. One-handed.
See,
Yeah,
mine's
it's a
better
one-handed
yet.
keyboard.
There's a little button right here, and it says push to talk.
Can I mumble dog face the banana patch? Come on.
And it goes right through here, so I don't have to do nothing but listen to these guys go, get closer to the mic, Dave. Get closer to the mic, Dave. Get
Yeah,
closer
No,
to the
you
mic."
like it because you can be going down the road and say, answer,
Answer.
answer,
No, I
answer.
usually, I
Gosh.
usually go, text Bill, and they'll say, what would you like to say? Fuck off. And he'll come back and say, eat off. And I said, no, that is not what I said. Man,
I
You
didn't
see-
say
you
mother
see, Steve?
forklift.
My
I've
language
got the
is
same
not
one,
ve-
Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to make sure I mark this
excuse
episode
my language
explicit.
today, guys. I'm on the
Yeah.
road.
Give us a pass on this one, folks, and maybe the next one too.
I was raised a truck
Did I
driver.
tell you
Come
guys
on.
it's like 3 a.m. here? We're doing a morning show.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We're getting
Well,
close
that
to the
had
end
nothing
here.
to do with the show, but thanks anyway, Steve. Appreciate you
Well,
paying
we're-
attention.
We're
Well, I
at
was up. I was
55
when I got
minutes, guys.
when I got home
Huh?
last night. I was still finishing up the stories.
Yeah, are we gonna
Yeah,
get
we didn't
to
even
them?
get to our.
Yeah,
we're
they ain't
doing
that
a
long. You
phone-in.
can zip through them.
All right.
Okay.
Well, so we've nailed down 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on New Year's Eve, and I will include a link to the thing. It works
The
with your
thing.
phone. Dave's using an iPad, and
And a
literally
phone.
right now, and look how good his picture is. So you can do this on any kind of device. You don't even need a microphone or headphones. Just
Yeah, you do it on your
Outside.
phone.
yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna have a seizure, Dave.
I'm turning the red light on here, so I got.
and if you
little
just
red
want to
mood
be
light.
there and then not say
If he
anything,
knocks on the door, you turn on the red light.
if you just want to be there in the feed and not say anything, that's fine too, because we understand not everybody's got the compunction to come on a show and
That's right.
talk and be seen. So it just be kind of cool to have as many people as we can
I'm gonna
get.
beat up. I'm gonna
Nobody's
beat up
as
until
foolish.
I get Mike to come on here. The other, not you.
Mike
we
is
have
going to
enough.
be here.
Mike is-
It is
Mike is gonna-
incumbent upon Mike to be here.
Yeah,
Mike the Tech.
He's kind of our producer.
I
It
was gonna say
isn't a
Mike
very
the
good
Tech, yeah.
producer, but he's still a
He's
producer.
never good, but he's still there. He still
Yeah.
comes for breakfast.
You know, when we
Yeah.
go to breakfast and he's supposed to remember the girl's name, he ain't been
Nah,
doing such
that
a
ain't
good
happening.
job.
We did breakfast yesterday, and
I
the
know.
wife came along.
Yeah, what's up with that? You bring her when I'm not there?
I don't know what it was. She just decided.
Did
this
Mike
was the
meet?
time.
Did Mike meet you?
Mike
Okay.
and Bruce.
Oh, well, see, Mike.
and
Bruce
Mike
and
brought
Mike's
his-
son.
The
Mike
one
brought
time
his
you
son with him.
overslept or didn't feel good and realized that you was going to be the only one there, and me and Mike was there because Dave wasn't, and Mike's like asking Dave, "Why do I gotta go?"
I go, because Steve's going to be there all by himself. Everybody's supposed to be there. And Mike goes,
Yeah.
I don't care. I like breakfast. So,
I even bought that day.
That was a rough morning. So
By the
well,
way-
we're gonna go over in time here a little bit, folks, but let's go ahead and get into our true or not here real quick.
you know, we need Steve's dun dun dun
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
Backdoor
dun.
to
fiction.
tell the truth.
And we're gonna go ahead and have Steve do the reading this time.
Oh, I don't know. Go ahead, Bill. My voice is getting a little sore today.
Yeah, I can tell.
You just need to lubricate with some of that numbing stuff.
He's got
Well, I
that-
ran out of coffee already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
got that
out too.
panty dropping voice there. Anyway, all right, number one. And
Here.
for those of you that are new to the show, is as if this is the segment where we read a couple of news stories, and the rest of us try to.
Bless you.
These are all
Did that come through? I
curated.
muted it.
These are all curated by Steve, and we read them and then try to figure out if they're true or not, and then Steve lets us know. And you think
Steve.
it's Steve?
No,
be able to
they're
figure
pretty
it out,
much
but
all
no,
true, I
he's-
think, this time.
He's
They're just funny
Oh.
stuff.
oh, these are just stories that you yanked out of your hiney-o?
Possibly.
Well, let's see what happens. All right, so story number one. Naked woman chases Jehovah's Witness off her porch and down the street yelling, "Succumb to my devil vagina magic."
How'd they get that? I did that.
God damn, it was just a pizza guy. I don't
Lakeview,
know why
Ohio.
it's got-
Dateline.
It was the pizza guy trying to deliver a pizza, and she was trying to go.
That's
Oh,
the
no, no,
last
no, no, no.
Amazon package she gets.
Yep.
Wonder if it was there
Fillmore-
in 30 minutes or less.
Fillmore, California. Brandy Williams has been taken to Ventura County Jail after an altercation involving 2 Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses? What's the plural of
Witnessee,
Jehovah's
witness.
Well, haven't you ever noticed they show up as two?
Jehovah's Witness.
There you go.
Yeah, There's
Ms.
two on a bike when they
Williams-
get there.
I'm picturing the music where the Wicked Witch is.
From Wizard
go.
of Oz. Let's go back
Yeah.
to 1934.
1934.
Okay, so
Toto, run!
Ms. Williams was seen. Ms. Williams was seen running naked after 2 young men on bicycles who were going door to door to spread the message of Christ in their
they were
neighborhood.
spreading.
Brandy saw the men about
Whoa,
3
whoa,
houses.
did you say spread the message of pride?
Christ.
Christ.
Oh, I
Christ.
thought, man, that's got to be San Francisco.
Ah.
Yeah.
The land of the whispering bushes.
Bra-
Anybody want a
Brandy,
blowjob?
Brandy
I
saw
don't
the
have
men
the show
about.
notes up. I'm not
We're not
reading
going to
along.
get through this.
Yeah, we will. Shut up, Dave.
Brandy saw the men about 3 houses away from hers and decided right then and there to strip off her clothes and give these guys a memory they will not soon forget. Ooh, yay. And we quote, Ms. Williams thought it would be funny to answer the door in the nude and shock these young men. The 2 men sat stunned on her porch for a brief moment before returning to their bicycles. They were familiar with folks being rude, but what Ms. Williams did next went a little too far, so saith the deputy sheriff. McEwen said, "It's not every day you see a naked woman chasing 2 men down the street," neighbor Tom Ellison. The men, Luke and John. Come on, man.
See me Christmas.
Come on.
Should I use the different names or Isaiah and Noah? Or...
Ezekiel and
Okay. Keep going.
the men, Luke and John, are used to people being rude, slamming doors, and even yelling at them. But for a naked woman to greet them at the door, that was quite a shock. Neither one had seen a woman naked before. Lies, I tell you. Yeah. Before
You ever
and
get caught
and they
masturbating in the
didn't
closet?
Right, that's a good hiding place. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Damn
and
good
they
hiding
didn't
spot.
quite know how to respond. Not to mention the strange erotic sensations they were feeling. Now this is subjective. Come on, strange erotic sensations they were feeling for the first time as well. Very speculative there. It was quite obvious that their message was not going to be heard at this particular house, and that it was time to move on to the next one. It's time to move on to another neighborhood by this point. When the men went to return to their bikes, Brandy wasn't yet done trying to get under their skin. A nude Brandy started speaking.
We know what you're thinking, Bill.
Yeah.
Speaking
A little
monkey.
Freudian slip there, huh?
Hey, I've already done it twice since we've been on film, so don't
Oh.
even.
Hey, family show.
No, by no means. When the men went to return to their bikes, well, okay. Brandy started speaking of her vagina and the devil's magic it contained. Well, yeah. Take a good look at my succumb to my devil vagina magic. This got the attention of the pair of men. They began to fear what might happen next and began to pedal away. Brandy took off running after them, but she did not make it too far, as neighbors had already informed police of an altercation involving their neighbor and 2 young men. She was apprehended without incident. There might have been a little incident. And after having their statements taken, the men were free to go to spread the word of God.
Bill, you're
Okay.
first.
well, hold up.
I want a world where this is true.
Mike, this is where we lie to each other and think we know what we're talking about.
Oh, I listen
Okay.
every
Go
episode.
ahead, Bill.
He doesn't want to. He wants you to go first. I know he does.
I know he does.
Oh, it's fine. I'm gonna go with fake.
What about you, Michael?
It is. I'm with Bill. As much as I want it to be true,
Yeah, I really do.
but my luck, it'd be a 2-ton Tessie trying to run down there with a Twinkie in her hand.
Oh, it most certainly was.
But yeah, I've got to say false.
Dave.
Well, I think the
And don't-
story's.
Oh, go ahead first. Go ahead.
I think the story's been padded a little bit.
You've
I
gilded the
think it-
lily, so to speak.
I think it is a true story. I just think that maybe it's been modified
It's been perverted.
It's been
To,
Stevenized.
to get. I think there is a story now. The details, we're not counting all the.
So if it's
exact
not
details.
completely true, every detail from top to bottom, then it's false.
Well, it could be. I
Bingo.
believe there is some truth to
Because
this.
we have to say one thing or another. So
So,
there's your yardstick to go by.
So
And
what,
like
was,
most
what was your
yards-
answer, Dave?
true.
It is true. I didn't change one word. It came from KVTA 4. It was September 24th of 2022.
I've never been so happy to
There
be
was-
wrong in my life.
There was a picture of this girl, and I got rid of the picture. I should have left it on
Did
there.
somebody
But,
tell her it's illegal to peddle that?
and the gal's name was Bonnie that did the story for KVTA 4. But yeah, that's a true story.
So that sounded more like a Florida story, but
Well, it could have been.
That
But
sounded
it
more
was
like
good.
an Ohio story.
Nope.
indeed
Well, it was,
in
what was it?
California.
Fillmore, California, wasn't it? Yeah, Fillmore.
Fillmore.
Yeah. Yep. That,
We're at an hour and
Every
6
word
minutes.
was-
You want to do one more and then save the other two for?
man, I took so much time doing these.
Oh, I bet
Good.
you
Then
did.
you don't have to do less on New Year's.
Yeah, there you go.
Pick a number, Dave. 2, 3, or
6.
4.
Oh, let's go 2.
Okay.
Well, that's a long one.
Oh,
All right.
3.
Oh, that's okay. You said it.
Florida
ahead, Bill.
woman sues Kraft Heinz for $5 million. Claims mac and cheese never ready in 3.5 minutes.
Okay, you don't have to go any further.
Oh, I can already believe this.
This,
one.
True.
This is true because I heard the story.
Okay. But yeah, I can dig it. Can y'all dig it? I can dig it.
Yeah.
Deceptive advertising is deceptive advertising, attorney says. And there's a photo in the
Well,
show
Dave's already
notes.
heard it. He already knows. Go with one of the other ones you don't know.
Yeah, I already.
'Cause
Literally,
this
I've
is
already
a
heard.
long one, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of information in it. I tried to shorten it up what I could, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
the story already.
I'm just going to do number 3 because
There you go.
I like the sounds of this one.
Speaks to your heart, does it?
Santa spanks it in front of spoiled kids of
Yes,
parents.
that's
Oh,
not-
wait,
That's the
I moved-
holiday ones we're looking for. There
I
you
would-
go.
I think I
There's a
moved. I
holiday
think I
spirit.
moved a couple of words around there, but
All I know is I'm right now. I picture Home Alone. He's running up to the and Santa's out there.
Billy
smoking,
Bob
trying to
Thornton.
blow- yeah, trying to get the smoke out of here.
Okay, here we
Poke your
go.
eye out, kid.
Santa spanks spoiled kid in front of parents at a mall. Wow.
Finally.
A shopping mall Santa was seen spanking a young boy over his knee in large department store last week as the parents watched on. The Santa on duty was warned of the boy's foul mouth and disrespect for his parents before the encounter. The boy named Elliot, who was 7 years old, jumped on Santa's lap to tell him what he wanted for Christmas this year. Santa asked what he would like, and the foul language started. He wasn't asking, he was telling and very demanding. Santa asked the boy why he was such a rude child, and he cursed out Santa while throwing a temper tantrum. Well, old Saint Nick has had his fill and put him over his knee and started spanking this young boy. When he was done, the parents gave Santa a round of applause and thanked him. The department store isn't available for comment, but we were told he's still working. Okay. False.
False.
Yeah, false, because you'd have a lawsuit on your hands
Yeah,
in an
you
instant in
would. He
today's
wouldn't be
society.
working, and the store would use that as a self-aggrandizing opportunity to,
Bingo.
yeah.
Dave.
Mm.
Now, see, what you got to do is you got to go by what you think, what you believe is true, not what you want to be true. That's where I screwed up.
I God, I could almost see this being true. I'm gonna go false on this one too.
It's false.
Yeah, that's a good one though.
That was a
It's
good
because
one. And
it's like
good
you
holiday.
said. It's like you said though. It's something you really would like to see
Yeah.
happen.
Yes.
If I was that Santa Claus, I'd just grab the parent and beat their ass.
Yeah, they're
Well,
50%
it
of the
said the
problem.
parents warned
When I'm done
you,
with him,
so-
I'm coming for you.
Yeah,
Knock
sounds
Bill,
out-
like
you
my-
did. You
get
didn't.
that-
sounds like my nephew.
do that last
Bill,
one. It's,
you
it's
didn't
short and sweet
recognize my
too.
red tone I put on me.
It's because
Red
you,
tone. Yeah.
there's-
Yeah. well,
whatever tone
It's
is
because your
getting
blood
washed out
pressure's
by
up, Dave.
by
Oh,
that
that what it
road
is?
cone of a shirt you're wearing there.
Yeah.
I wanted
You
to
look
be
like you're about
noticeable
to
today.
There you
Give
go.
birth to a Schneider truck any minute now.
That's how
Or
I
an
get
orange
around.
Snyder eggs out there.
Or
on
an
the road?
orange barrel, either way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I double as an orange barrel when I can't find out nothing to do. By the way, no shit. I tell you, the nice trip out west this time was ice truck. It was
Ice road trip.
crazy bad.
I told you when you
Crazy.
before you took off.
Nebraska.
No,
from-
it's gonna be fine. I'll get out there and back.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
I'll get the last one for it. It's short, only one paragraph.
Okay.
All
It
right.
says, man sues waitress for half of the lottery winnings.
There was a TV show or a movie.
There
A
was a
Tennessee
movie
man sues a
Nicolas
waitress
Cage.
for half of her lottery winnings from a scratch off he gave her as a tip instead of real money. The waitress, Tracy McGivens, says she gets scratchers off and on as tips from regulars that she serves every day, never thinking they would ever amount to anything but a few bucks. But the one she got that day from regular Jim Patterson was a $275,000 winner.
Ooh.
She almost passed out after realized that it was that large of a winning ticket. The news spread fast through the restaurant, and Jim was alerted to the large amount. He hounded Miss Givens about the winnings, telling her she owed him half the winnings since he purchased the ticket. She said, "So I need to give you half of my tip that you gave me." He replied, "Yes. I bought the ticket, and you should split it with me." She was more upset for the way he acted and telling her what to do instead of being nice and asking if she would share some of the winnings with him. So now there's a lawsuit against her for half the winnings. We're going to have to wait to see the outcome of this disagreement when she gets her day in court. Meanwhile, she continues to still wait tables at the restaurant, but Mr. Patterson does not frequent the place anymore.
Well, time they're done, the lawyers get all the $250,000, and there won't be nothing.
Yeah, what a huge,
Yeah, the lawyer gets all the money.
Yeah. So
what a dick.
They're out there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with true on this one.
I've got to go with you on that one. I can see it happening.
False.
Baby. It is false.
See what I mean?
In
I mean,
today's society, it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
This was
I took this story a little bit because down here where we're at was a gal that got a ticket as a tip, and she won $175,000. So,
well, I believe people down there where you're at would do something like this.
oh yeah,
oh, they would do it up here where we're at. What the hell are you talking about?
yeah.
And then you feel like a sap because you give away that ticket.
You know
You
what?
give it away, you give it away. I mean,
I
Yeah.
literally had a lady stop and ask me for a little bit of money, help her out yesterday, and I made a joke about it. She had 2 dogs and living in her car. Normally, I'm
what
pretty.
are
caring
you
person.
feeding those dogs?
Well, I don't know. I tried buying the dogs, and she didn't like the joke. But
Canned tuna.
yeah. But if it wasn't so many people taking advantage of this right now and trying to play on, especially
There's-
out here.
Too many
It's just-
panhandlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more panhandlers than there are people working. You know, the pushing the cart and riding into the cart. A couple people need to get their ass out and push a little bit because The rest
Well,
of us are.
the news stations have done the stories where they watch them all day
Mhm.
and then they follow them and see where they go, and they go to a freaking suburb to a nice
Oh yeah,
house.
they live nice house.
They end up
Well, there's good money
panhandling
in it.
200 grand a year, tax free. You know,
You know, I'll
I'm
tell you
like,
Well,
the
that-
ones that
They got
the
a
ones
guy
that
here in Lima
irritate
that does
me.
that.
We got this family that likes to camp out in the same. I don't know how they figure they get away with this, but they do. This family camps out there in the parking lot of the Kroger over in Coventry because they know that's where the rich people are,
oh yeah,
and the kind of rich people that are like feel a little guilty about being rich. And
I ain't got
they
no
got
gas.
this sign saying, and he's got the whole family with him. Sign saying that they're on their way to visit somebody for the holiday or whatever, and then you go back
Right.
a week later and they're there with the same sign, and
On
you're
the way
like,
home now.
well, I got one better than that, Bill. Down here at the Walmart where we're at is an Asian lady that has a big amplifier and an electric violin. Okay,
"Oh, we got
and
that
sh-
here too."
and
Yeah.
she's pregnant, and her sign says, you know, need money, you know, don't have a job, no home, this and that, and she's got it blaring. You can hear it across the parking lot, and she's out there with that violin just playing. A lady comes up to her and says, "Oh," she recognized the music that she was playing. It was a recording.
Mhm.
She wasn't playing it at all, just acting like she
And
was
go back
playing
in 10 months and see if she still looks pregnant.
it. And oh yeah, and they were
Yeah.
they confronted her and called the police and everything, that they, you know, that they were scamming, you know, and there was a big ordeal about it, and they had it on Facebook and everything else in the local area where we're at. But yeah,
I tell you, my dad gave me one good piece of advice when I started driving truck. He told me, he says, because I started driving in New York City.
Oh, God.
And he told me, he says, if somebody comes up to you and wants a quarter for a cup of coffee, he says, don't give them the quarter, because right around the corner, somebody else waiting to waylay you.
Yeah.
He says, offer to gift them the cup of coffee. And I've used that ever since, all the years I drove truck. I had a lady down in Arkansas rest area one time come up to me and tell me, she goes, oh, I need money for gas so I can get home. I got to get home. I got a sick kid in the car. And I said, well, tell you what. I said, I'll go get a can of gas and I'll bring it back here and I'll fill your car up for you. Well, no, I need the money. I said, no, you just said you need the gas.
oh yeah,
And
Yeah.
so yeah, it's come in extremely handy. You know what the old man taught me.
You
I
don't want to. You
offer-
don't want to get into a situation where you're opening your wallet in front of them, and you know when they just ask for $5, you pull your wallet out and you open it up, and you got a wad of 20s in there. You're just asking for at
you
at
rich
the
truck
least.
driver.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
the
at
hell's
the
that?
Well,
I had a wad of ones. But
And
I don't carry
Chunky,
cash
You
at
don't
all
go to
anymore.
them
I
places
say he's
anymore, do
married.
you?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's dry cleaner money.
Well, folks, we need to wrap this up. So
Yep.
let's go ahead and say our. Well, it's
Man,
never
you
a
just got
deuce.
me woke up. You got my day
so
started.
long, farewell. I'll be there saying goodbye.
By the way,
Oh
by the
yeah,
way,
that's
guys,
Tito saying, yeah.
if anybody listens
I
to
didn't
our
even-
music that Bill's son made, he did a great job on it. I like it. But I swear to God, if you go on YouTube and you watch any Saturday Night Live clip with Johnny Carson back in the day, it sounds exactly like it.
Yeah.
It's that good. So
What Dave's referring to is the themes music on the audio only version of the show. That was made by my son. He's got a project called Frost and Octane, and he makes electronic music. And he made that for us. And he's gonna make my theme music for the new show too. He doesn't know it yet, but yeah.
He doesn't know it yet.
it's in his stocking. He'll get.
Oh,
he'll
you might
find
know
out.
it actually. But all right, kids, we better wrap it up. Yeah, join us at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time on New Year's Eve. I will put a link to. You just follow the link and it opens up, and hopefully everything will work without you having to get crazy with it. It only really becomes a problem is if you're on a laptop and you've got more than one microphone, more than one speakers, or something like that, and things get unplugged and plugged back in. So it'll be easy. Or, you know, if you don't want to talk at all, just to have your face there would be kind of cool to see how many people we can get involved. I have absolutely no expectation whatsoever. Anyway, we look forward to hearing from you and seeing you. We're on all the socials. Go and like that smash button on the, or smash that like button on the YouTube.
There's a lot to go yet. I'm testing you, see if you're getting it all. Keep going.
Yeah. We're on all the socials, the Facebook, the Twitter. I ain't done much with the Twitter. We're on, we've even got a Discord page, which really not much going on there. Email the show at 3ftpodcast.org, or you can comment directly on the website. Website address
America.
is 3ftpodcast.org. And don't, for crying out loud, don't forget, we will be at the Mid-America Truck Show this March, the end of this
booth?
March, or this coming March, that is. I don't know the booth number, and I'm not going to remember it.
60057.
Yeah.
We
See
will- we
Dave
will-
for the booth number.
We will post it on. We will
There you
post
go.
a little clip on our Facebook.
And by we, he means him.
No, Bill will post something on our website. It'll say Matt Show with their emblem and our booth number on there, so people can just go to the Matt Show and look it up. Bill, there you go.
There's
And
your homework,
also,
Bill.
Back to you, Bill.
Also, I'd also like to thank our guest today, Mike.
Yeah,
It's
thanks a
always
lot.
a pleasure when you come on here. It is a lot of fun. I really
Yeah.
enjoy it, and
I
I
always
think
have
it's
a
fun
ball.
to
Absolutely.
get guests in here and talk with us because I get tired of listening to these two guys talk all the time. They say the same thing, so it's nice to get somebody new in here. So
Yeah, at least it was a short interview.
yes, it was like the rest of everything we do in life, short and quick.
That's what
These
my
guys
wife
have
says.
the attention span of a goldfish, so you ain't
Yeah.
got to
A
worry
gnat.
about it.
A gnat. There you go.
Hey, look, a squirrel.
Who are
Yeah.
you pleasing with that? Me.
Yep. Get a hold of us, folks. We would enjoy any interaction. We get tickled to death when we get interaction from the audience.
Yes,
so,
trust me.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
of
we-
you
He gets
who
excited
know,
when he gets an
We
email.
will verbally
No.
molest you if you
Yeah,
send
by the
into
way,
show.
if you do email the show, Bill will contact you 64 times in 1 week. But
Especially if you use the Queen's English correctly.
yes.
So anyway,
Wrap it up
yeah.
there, William.
All right,
Throw us
we'll
out.
see you. At any rate, we will see you in a fortnight.
I don't
Until
play
which
Fortnite that
time,
often.
I've been Bill.
And Dave.
I've been Steve. Have a
Mike.
good weekend. Thanks for coming on, Mikey. Everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, y'all.